Hello, and welcome to this Valence Counseling video on sensation. The Is Like series is all about finding shortcuts to understanding whether you are interested in exploring these ideas for yourself, to better understand someone you love, or if you as a therapist are seeking better competency around issues of counseling, sexuality, or religious trauma. Or if you just swung by to complain about my use of a plural is. Fight me. My name is Christy Powell. I'm an LPC intern with Luminary Counseling. You can find more resources regarding this topic or information about me at vcatx.com. The 5 primary colors, the 5 senses, the 5-part map of the tongue, and many other myths of kindergarten often go unchallenged by adults later in life. I find this unfortunate because as much as we choose to look outward, taking in more and more information throughout our lives, we rarely test the assumptions that our world is built on. By better understanding our own bodies and how they construct our world, we can learn to shape our reality and find a more relaxed, more connected one in its place. To better understand our senses as a whole, let's first take a look at how we see the 5 primary colors. Like Sun Tzu said, blue, yellow, red, white, and black, right? Or is it red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet? Newton thought so, but speaking for many Americans, what even is indigo? Others have suggested cyan, magenta, and yellow, which was not well represented by my childhood box of crayons. It turns out that our understanding of color is deeply impacted by our language and culture, and isn't tied directly to our biology. The researchers have theorized that so-called primary colors may be connected to individual rods, cones, and other receptors. We find that these sensors detect a broad spectrum of colors that poorly map onto human language. What's more is that our language skills serve to reconstruct and shape the interpretation of what our senses receive. By having more sophisticated language and cognitive grasp on how our senses function, the data they can input can be more accurately perceived. In humans, sight is the dominant sense. So much so that it completely overrides our sense of hearing. Watch my mouth in this clip as I switch from ba with a B to fa, as in long, long way to run. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. Though the audio reflects me repeating the word ba 18 times in a row, your brain may override that with the visual information if the audio no longer supports it. So, if we understand our perceptions as being constructed through a combination of different senses, we start to see a number of different clusters or categories of sensation come into play well beyond the sight, smell, sound, touch, and taste we're used to. If you take a moment to close your eyes, without moving, you likely have a sense of where your left elbow is in relation to the rest of your body. Proprioception, sometimes called kinesthesia, is our body's awareness of position and movement. Researchers and philosophers alike identify perhaps 21 or even as many as 53 different senses, including some listed here. One relevant to our discussion is neuroception, your body's innate awareness of the emotional or nervous state of the primates around you. This detection system allows us to adjust our own nervous system to a level of activation matching those around us, helping us form connections and maintain group safety. So what do we do with these more intricate labels, and what do they gain us? Well, as we've already seen, our senses and our sense of the world are constructed using whatever limited language we have available, and is not deduced through objective examination of evidence. This means that not only is the way we think influenced by what we sense, but what we see is influenced by what we think, or put another way, when our bodies are in a sympathetic fight-flight type response, we perceive things differently than we would when we are calm, cool, collected, curious, and connected. If depression and rigid, narrow-minded thinking are connected, should we focus on treating the depression to loosen up our thinking, or use curious thinking to ease depression? If our thoughts make us feel anxious, is our anxiety then causing us to mistranslate our thoughts and senses? By becoming better aware of the state of our own nervous system, we can develop a sort of Rosetta Stone that helps us to better interpret the raw data our brains receive. If we imagine our autonomic nervous system as a ladder, we find that our ventral vagal, sympathetic nervous system, and dorsal vagal nervous system form a sort of triptych, each section depicting our world to us through a different lens. If we find ourselves feeling a bit stressed, rushed, numb, or depressed, we know that the way we take in new information is being affected and can take a moment to either reconsider our thinking, willfully calm our nervous system, or maybe even both. In better understanding this mind-body connection, we develop a greater ability to adapt our senses to our needs and skillfully challenges thoughts or assumptions that are no longer serving us. If you're interested in learning more about this topic, looking for extra resources or more videos, visit valencecounseling.com or click on the description of this video. My name is Christy Powell. This has been a Valence Counseling video.